friends. Welcome back to Mrs. A's Classroom Vlog, the program where I go out into the community and bring it back into the schools. Today, we're going a little further into the community as we go all the way to Fredericton, where we are going to talk to a musician who tells stories with songs. Here I am with my friend Mike Bravener.
Hi, everybody.
You play all kinds of different music.
I do, yeah. Of course, I grew up in the 70s, so, you know, we had some of the greatest rock and roll ever, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And my family loved country music, you know, sang a lot of church music as well.
And lately you've been doing something a little bit different.
I've been learning traditional New Brunswick folk music. And this would be music that was sung in the province from the early 1800s, what they call traditional folk music, to say the mid 20th century, 1950s or so. And I work at King's Landing. I portray a character there, a man who he really lived. He was born in Holtville, New Brunswick, 1858. He died, I think it's 1937. And he was known for being a guide along the Miramichi, southwest branch of the Miramichi River. He tied salmon flies, but he also wrote the melody to New Brunswick's perhaps most well-recognized folk song from the 1800s, a song called Peter Emberley. So they assigned me this character, Abe Moon. So I was Abe Moon today at King's Landing.
You've been researching it, and
I have
learned some of the stories.
I bought a record, and it's this one here, Folk Songs of the Miramichi, and contains, I think, 10 traditional New Brunswick folk songs, but there's a cool little booklet in it as well with all sorts of notes. I researched, met people, relatives of some of the songwriters, relatives of some of the people that the songs were written about. As I listened to these songs, I heard them and heard the stories of the people of New Brunswick.
And what were the stories about? Were there a lot about like the lumbering camps?
Most of the original New Brunswick songs had to deal with lumber camps, working in the sawmills, working out in the fields. Most of the tragedy, Peter Emberley, is about a young man who died in a logging accident. So a lot of lumbering and sawmill kinds of related themes.
That's interesting, because where our school is located here in Milltown in St. Stephen, that's the history there, is all the lumbering camps and the logs going down the river and all the mills. And
there's a song written by this guy, Larry Gorman.
Wow.
He would have been like the Ed Sheeran, maybe contemporary. He was a prolific songwriter, and he wrote a song about Tomah Stream, which is just across the border from St. Stephen into Maine. And he mentions Maine. It goes, I'll just sing a little bit.
Sure.
From all you Milltown rowdies who drink and have no fear, I'll have you not to touch a drop in the fall of the year. For if you do, you sure lie rue. Likewise myself I've seen. Be careful, do not hire out to work on Tomah Stream. And the story is, one time, Larry Gorman was traveling from Maine into New Brunswick, and he stopped off at a farmhouse in New Brunswick. And the lady there didn't treat him all that well. She gave him very stale bread and very, very weak tea. And Larry Gorman, in his songs, if he loved you, he put you in a song. If he hated you, he put you in a song as well. So his famous little ditty goes like this. And when they see me coming, their eyes stick out like prongs, saying, beware of Larry Gorman, the man who makes the songs. I told her that her bread was good, likewise her tea was strong. But little she knew I was Gorman, the man that makes the songs. So he really took a shot at her. Luckily for her, didn't mention her name.
Okay.
So students in St. Stephen, you may have a great-great-grandmother or older, maybe that was the woman mentioned in the song who served Larry Gorman stale bread and very weak tea.
That's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done any songwriting yourself, Mike?
I have. I have 2 records out. But yeah, I do. I write my own songs. I have a journal right here that I keep by my desk.
Wow.
And in that, I scribble down all kinds of thoughts. But I'm just gonna open up. Yeah, here's a song actually you can get called the Black and White Song, and I'll see if the camera can pick it up. But these are the chorus of the song of my Black and White song. If there was no black, there'd be no white. If there was no wrong, there'd be no right.
And thank you for sharing all of your knowledge about New Brunswick music and about music in general with our class today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for asking me. My name 'tis Peter Amberley, as you might understand. I was born on Prince Edward's Island, nearby the ocean strand. In 1880, when the flowers were a brilliant hue, I left my native country, my fortune to pursue.